Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. So in one of my last videos I did a dump load to the water heater, and being as that only uses the AC2 output as basically a signal for the 240 volt, I can pull 30 amps off of that AC2. So being as I can't use the water heater dump load yet because my water heater pulls 4,500 watts and I only have a 3,000 watt inverter with plans of upgrading to a bigger inverter, I really want to use that extra energy. So with my batteries getting filled up by 1-2 o'clock in the afternoon, it's just been kind of eating at me to get this done, and I haven't had time. Been really busy doing garden work and just all the stuff you do in the spring. So we're gonna go put in an outlet and hook that up to the AC2 out and get the dehumidifier. I actually have two of them, and put the second one on there so that'll run continuously when we have the extra power to run it. So let's go inside. And if you're curious, this is our garden. Been putting wood chips down around the honeyberries. We're gonna put some more raised beds in there. Put up some fencing around the perimeter to try to keep the rabbits out. And yeah, everything's growing pretty good. All right, we'll start out by putting an outlet here for the dump load. We got a running wire down to the other end of the basement here. We'll go in and take a look at the inverter here. Okay, this is the bottom of the inverter here. This is my signal wire going to the water heater for the dump load coming off the AC2. So I got me a piece of 10 gauge wire here, and I bought a breaker box that's rated for 70 amps because I want to be able to turn these circuits off and stuff. So it's got room for 2 breakers, and I got these breakers that have 2 circuits per breaker, at 120 and 115, because eventually I'm gonna have this set up a little different. But for right now, we'll just use the 20 amp and run that 1 circuit down there. So this, I think I'm just gonna mount this down here, so I have room up here for my bigger inverter once I get that installed. So we'll get this put together. All right guys, so I got everything shut down for a few minutes here, make sure everything's discharged, because I just don't like messing with any of this while it's hot. So I got my breaker box mounted, got the cover off the inverter. So we got a piece of wire somewhere here. Got some 10 gauge wire here for going from the inverter to the box, and then some 12 gauge wire to go to the outlet that we put in. And I'll get this hooked up, and then we should be able to power everything back on. We're already in that point of the day where we could be using this. So about another half hour and we'll be up and running. Alright guys, so we got it wired into the inverter, into our sub panel, out to our outlet. I ran the sensor wire for the water heater, so that'll be on a 15 amp breaker, where before it was direct from the inverter over there. So we should be good to go to fire this up, hopefully. I turned everything off, so turn on a couple batteries, let them boot up, and then turn on the inverter. That fired up. Auto transformer's on. That means we should have power at the here. Turn these other batteries on. Get everything booted up there. And then we'll turn the charge controller on, and we'll be making power here shortly. So turn the breaker on for the water heater and the breaker on for the outlets. I'll throw this cover on and then we'll go check that outlet. Alright, first thing I'm going to do here is check my voltage. We're good there. Means we wired it correctly. This dehumidifier is running off the regular side of the inverter, and then this one will run off of the dump load. This one, I have a Inkbird humidistat hooked to it, so it's set to run continuously. The Inkbird controls it, keeps the humidity down here. But if I can run this one off of the dump load and get it drier, then this one won't need to run as much. So that is the plan. So plug it in. Continuous operation, and it's running. So this will run until the batteries get down to 94%, shut off, and then that one will run when it needs to. So that was a good little project to get done. Been in the back of my mind for quite a while now, and yeah, anything that I can run off of the dump load is going to be better. If you're curious about how to program your inverter, the Quattro, to do the dump load through the AC2, there's videos out there of guys that can explain it way better than I do. I did kind of explain it in the last video, but I would suggest searching out those videos, maybe watch a few of them. It's not terribly difficult, but you do kind of have to understand it. Once I did it once, then it made sense. It just kind of was a little bit daunting at first. So anyways, I guess That'll wrap up this video. Thanks for watching.